Oh, well, mine is Fox Tonight, so they can have it Fox. And I just finished watching King Shark: The Flash. I know it's been a while since that episode's been out, but I just saw it, and spoiler alert, turns out the bad guy is Jay, but not Earth's 2 Jay, which one I said that already that there's probably breaches to other worlds, but unless that's also a time-traveling Jay, so it's Jay from the future, but apparently Zoom is Jay. And, well, first I'll go through the episode. Basically, King Shark is still around. He escapes, Checkmate. I forgot what the fuck it was called. Argus's capture, and he's going after Barry. Deagle and his wife are there. Just solidifying the whole thing. Like, remember, we're all in the same universe from Arrow, which is not bad. I like how they do it, especially like, heck, Oliver calls Deagle like at one point too. Like, that's actually, I kind of like that thing. Like, yeah, we're all in the same universe, but we don't have to like bring it up. We kind of bring it up, but it's just like, yeah, Ollie. All right, bye. Something like that. But it's a pretty good episode. King Shark's around. They're trying to stop King Shark. This is after what happened with Jay being killed. Jay from Earth 2 being killed and everything, and we find out that this is weeks later. Earth 2 I forgot his name. Harry says that don't tell anyone about what you saw on Earth 2, because for all they know, that's just another life, so they don't need to know about that. It's like time travel. You don't need to tell them what happened in the other timeline. But this is kind of eating them up because Barry is kind of being alone a little bit, running around by himself. Cisco's scared for Caitlin because Caitlin seems a lot colder. She's afraid that she might become Killer Frost. And basically and also what's his name? Wally. Wally is not asked for Barry for help, but fudge. I forgot his name. God dang, I forgot their names. I don't know how. Barry's stepfather. He's Wally's father. He says, "Oh, Barry could probably help you," and Barry doesn't. Barry's kind of like distant or whatever. So like when Wally shows him the specs for this, like it's supposed to be for his class, like a theory or like of a certain type of like a fast car or whatnot, like how it will work and stuff like that. And Barry points out everything wrong with it. And nothing like bad. He like it's criticism like, well, if you don't do this or this, it's gonna be very loud. If you don't do this, you'll lose this. And I guess you could say that that's supposed to be like, it seems like he doesn't care, but no, he's telling him exactly what he needs to do, and he's telling him exactly what he needs to do, and then also. It's also kind of confusing, like, whenever, like, someone asks for, like, help on homework or something, and, like, say, don't give me the answer. Well, like, what the fuck do you mean help? How do you mean help him, then? But, yeah, like, Barry's, like, saying, well, this is not going to work unless you do this, this, and this. You would have to do this, this, and this. And Wally's like, well, we were supposed to work together, now you tried to help. I'm like, what the fudge, man? What do you expect? He's trying to help you. How the heck is he going to tell you? He tells you what you have to fix. You have to fix because it's going to be too dang loud. You got to fix with all this. But, yeah, and then at one point, Killer Shark busts through the ceiling, and Barry runs upstairs with everyone else, but that he actually runs and turns into the Flash, fights off King Shark. Fights off King Shark, because apparently King Shark can track him with, like, electrosensitive and whatnot. Like how Shark sends fish and stuff. But, and then Wally's like, and then when Barry finally comes down from upstairs, when he really runs back up and changes clothes, Wally's like, well, man, you're just hiding under the bed or whatever, stuff like that. Everyone thinks you're so perfect. Then he just walks out, and Iris like, you gotta talk to your son. He says to her dad, and Barry says, I know I screwed up and all that stuff. And then Barry actually starts telling, well, first Cisco talks about like Killer Frost to Caitlin after he kind of said like, you're acting like her. And then he gives about Killer Frost, and Caitlin says, at the end, Caitlin said, don't worry about me, Cisco. I'm just cold because, she says like, the reason why I feel so cold and left off is because another man that I love died, and now, and if I don't hold it in now, I'm gonna explode out, and it'll never stop. And also that Barry goes on talking about his experience, how Joe, that's his name, Joe, how him and Iris were married, and how if Barry wasn't there, that the Joe on Earth 2 would still be alive, and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of true. That's kind of true. If he didn't go with Iris at one point, the Joe on Earth 2 would still be alive. But it also, the thing is, like, again, that alternate world is just so dang sad. For the things like Joe and Barry are not like close as they are in this world. They're Barry was able to hear his mother for one more time, which, yes, that's awesome. That's also heartbreaking because he'll never be able to hear her voice basically again unless, like, they go back to Earth 2. But, yeah, it's just really sad. It's mostly based around that stuff. And, like, later on, Joe confronts Wally after Wally finishes, like, the design for his car or whatever, the paper or whatever on, and he says, and he talks about, like, he talks about Barry, saying, Barry was, have I been calling Barry Wally? I'm sorry. But, he said, like, Barry talking about, like, how when his mother died and everything, and he's like, and he tells him, we have pride in him and stuff like that because his life could have turned out so much differently, all this stuff. He's my son, but he's my son, just like you're my son. We're no favor anyone else. You're my son also, and I love you both, and there's no favorites here. Which I like that. I like, one, that he does say, Joe does say, and you know, that Barry is his son, and also that he finally tries to friggin' set Wally straight, saying, "There's no favoritism, you idiot." But yeah, hopefully Wally and Barry can kind of become friends again, because spoilers, Wally is supposed to become Kid Flash, and then eventually take up the mantle as the Flash. Although I'm not sure how the New 52 worked with that, but who knows, because it's kind of based off of the New 52 Wally West, I believe. But, yeah. And then, what was the other one? I'm trying to think. Wally West. And then, yeah, the King Shark one, they basically finally capture him, and Barry says, well, Barry actually says the King Shark in the beginning, when they first fight in the episode, he's like, all the breaches are closed. There's no going back there. And also another thing, and like the whole thing is basically supposed to be Barry trying to say, like, and Barry also brings up when he talks about the Earth 2 Joe and Iris, like, even talking about how they were married and stuff, he even tells them, this is all my fault. If I wouldn't have gone over there, been with Iris and them, if I wouldn't have gone to Earth 2, Jay would still be alive, and now I sealed up all the breaches, and we left that world to Zoom. And I'm like, yeah, Barry, that is all your fault. That really is. Which, mind you, I've seen that cliche a lot of times where the hero blames himself, but really, right now, that is like the most I would say that you could actually say, yeah, it is kind of his fault. It really is. But by the end, he says, but Deagle says, don't let this discourage you. Even I lost men when I went to war and stuff, but let it not discourage you. Let it just see that it makes you feel that you're not going to lose anyone else again, that you're going to fight to keep them, and something like that. And Barry says, I'm sorry for, like, everything that I've done. Things have haunted us for a while, ever since I decided to go in the path to save my mother, such as, you know, opening a gate to another world. But Barry says, yeah, blah blah blah, not blah blah blah, but Barry goes, yeah, but we're gonna go back to Earth 2. We're gonna open the breaches and we're gonna stop Zoom. And he pulls away the sheet from, like, this one thing, and it has Jay's helmet. And I'm like, that's a cool memorial. I don't actually want, like, that helmet on, like, up there. That would actually be pretty cool. But and then we cut to Earth 2, where we see Zoom carrying a quote-unquote dead Jay Garrett, the guy in a mask, which I'm assuming is another Jay Garrett from another world. It looks all scared. And then Zoom pulls off his mask, and then it reveals him being Jay Garrett. He's like, well, this is a problem. And then it ends. Which one? I'm like, oh, crap, I didn't see that coming. Although it kind of got spoiled to me because I saw a commercial for the New World episode. I'm like, ah, dang it. But That's actually a pretty good twist. I didn't see that coming. I thought it was going to either be that was going to be an evil Barry, but we saw Barry in that one, or it was going to be evil Wally, and Wally was going to be like, this is like what's going to happen if Barry and him aren't friends or something like that, or get along, that he's going to become Zoom. But no, it's Jay, which is pretty good. That's different from the comic books, I believe. But yeah, I definitely want to. I'm going to see the next episode next, but it's a pretty good episode. It has a lot of dramatic moments, which I extremely like in it. It has some good dilemmas. You actually have a point where a hero's blaming himself, and it is actually kind of his fault. But he's learning to move past that so he can try to save him so he doesn't lose anyone else. And also, if Zoom is a future version of Jay Garrett, then that means he's probably going to have to bring Jay back in some way. Or he is an alternate version of Jay Garrett, but that doesn't. I don't know why it would say that his plans were ruined. Because then Jay's killing himself, and that's kind of a time paradox. But then again, the whole Flash universe now is in a time paradox. But yeah, but either way, well, not really. Kind of isn't a time paradox, but kind of isn't, because it's in a time where the Reverse Flash went back in time to stop his future self from coming. But I guess you could say that he's actually from an alternate timeline, and it came to this timeline, kind of similar to the point where Spider-Man 2099 can go back in time and still be in the main universe, even though technically he's on another Earth, but he's still in the main universe. He's still on Earth 616, even though his Earth is like Earth something, 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 and he's in the future. And you could say probably because the world hasn't diverged yet, or whatever it is that makes the world diverge into his timeline has not happened yet, so technically it could still be the same timeline, but whatever. But, yeah, paradox. But, yeah, that's the way I see it, but either way. Or, better one, wibbly wobbly timey wimey. But, thank you all for watching. Check out my videos I've done. Please click the link in the description below. Please check out all my videos. Check out my channel if you like. Check out more videos I've done, reviews on different things, and so on. You can check it out. My other subscribers are already here. We're at 293 subscribers. It's awesome. I love it. Or 292, I believe. But that's awesome. I love it. 293. But thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing. Hopefully you enjoy my reviews and stuff like that. I will be reviewing the rest of The Flash, and then I'll review the rest of Arrow. But thank you all for watching all my videos, and we will see you later.